Hi, this is Tom from the Blue Dot, and today we're going to review the LG Mytouch for T-Mobile. This is a 4G device. It feels very light handling it. It doesn't really feel flimsy. It's all plastic. There's really no metal to it at all outside of it, but it actually feels like pretty tough plastic when you're handling it. So on the top we have the headphone jack, the micro USB port, and the power button. On the front we have the speaker and the camera. Then we have down here the home button, options button, and back button. On the left we have the volume rocker. And on the back we have the camera and also another speaker. Now, holding this, it feels really slippery. Like I feel like this would fall out of my hands a whole bunch, but you know, I'm used to phones with with like rubberized backings, things like that. So this looks really good on the table, but I feel like it would be smudged a whole lot. You might want to get a case for it or a protective cover for the front at the very least. So let's turn this on. Right away you'll notice that the screen is bright and vibrant. That's because it is an AMOLED display, which is almost the same as Samsung's displays, which means it's going to be very bright. It's going to be a lot of colors, and overall just look really good. The screen size is pretty average, coming in just under 4 inches. But if you want to have a phone that you can hold in one hand and operate, as opposed to the giant phones out there like the Galaxy S3 or the Note, then this phone is probably just fine for you. This phone is running Android 2.3.4, which is a version of Gingerbread. I don't know if it can upgrade any higher than that. It might not. Very few phones are actually on Ice Cream Sandwich at the time, and actually the most popular phone line out there, or phone operating system I should say, is Gingerbread at the moment. I think it's around 23% of all phones, if not more than that. This is a 4G phone. This is running on T-Mobile service, so you know it's not going to have the same coverage as Verizon, but the speeds are still pretty decent. So let's check out the camera. All right. Alright, and it has a pretty decent display. Now right off the bat you'll notice that there's not really much going on over here. You just have the picture and your past pictures down here. But if you press options, it'll bring up a couple of, well, it actually came in really neat there. It'll come up with a couple of other options that you can use, and unfortunately it kind of goes away there. It's a little annoying, but yeah, you can play around with the brightness, set different types of pictures that you're taking, if it's a portrait or a landscape. You can play around with the zoom, although I wouldn't suggest that. I think it's a digital zoom, so it's going to look a little pixelated. You can also swap to the front-facing camera. Oop, hold on, come back. Alright, and now you can see me. And it's pretty decent. The front-facing camera is only 0.3 megapixels, so I mean, that's really not that great. It's best for like using for Skype or any other type of chat service like that. I would not suggest taking portrait photos or self pictures with it unless it's just like a tiny profile picture. Otherwise it's going to look a little grainy. But the camera itself can take pretty decent resolutions on its own. So right here you can just see that they are actually really high definition. And if we switch, let's get out of here, we switch to video, we can see that this actually runs on HD, but it's 720p. It's not full HD, it's not 1080p, but it's still pretty decent for what it is. I mean, this is a very light phone. It doesn't feel like it would have a lot behind it, but it being able to record in HD is pretty good. Alright, so let's check out the stock keyboard. Make a new message. And this phone comes stock with Swipe, which is one of my favorite keyboards out there. You can pretty much just kind of swipe words across like this. I don't know how it got thought out of that, but for instance, if I wanted to type "Hi Mom," I'd go swipe Mom. There you go. And it's a little faster than typing. And even if you wanted a word that was a little bit closer to that, like if I didn't want mom, I wanted mun or moon, it gives you the options just below. If you don't like swipe, and a lot of people don't, you can just type as normal. It'll work just as fine. You can just press and hold like any other Android keyboard out there and get all the symbols and numbers that you need. And you can also get those symbols and numbers by pressing down here, and it'll give you a whole list, actually a couple pages worth. As for battery life, it's relatively average. You have about 9 hours worth of constant talk, and this will stay charged for most of the day, if not more, just like, you know, sitting around without you using it too much. But of course, the more you use it, the more the battery is going to die down, especially if you start using 4G. I would suggest turning 4G off when you're not using it. It'll really lengthen the battery time. Of course, this has most of the bells and whistles you'll find on Android. It has navigator, it has GPS, it has Bluetooth. It has all the basic things that you'll find on almost every Android device, even the earliest ones out there. If you want a phone that fits in your pocket, it's really kind of sleek and very, very, very light that you may not even notice is in your pocket to begin with, this is the phone for you. It's light on weight, but not on options. It has just as many apps as any other Android out there using Gingerbread, and it has a really gorgeous screen. And you can ask any questions down below, and I will be happy to answer them. My name is Tom from Blue Dot. Thanks for watching.